Now, the last time I'd done the shows, either I sounded like an AM radio or I had a really bad lip sync. In other words, my mouth was speaking at a different one and I had to try and lip sync it together. It was sort of like a botched job. With countless hours trying to repair and with countless interruptions constantly today, it's Thursday the 17th of February 2022. Thursday the 17th of February 2022. I did say that correctly. And near enough the whole show stems from this lovely person, Diana. If the Three Gorges Dam is still at 170 when it rains, will people be able to evacuate in time? Thank you. It's a really good question indeed, and thank you for your time. And we are going to go into the levels a little bit later, but what I want to show you is some floods, not just from China, I repeat, not just from China, but from other places around the world, and where the floods have come from a moment's notice, and there's no warning at all, there's no alarm, there's not even enough time, even the officials are asleep. Maybe it happens at night time. So Diana, it's a really good question. So what you can see here are some floods that have been in China, that are some in different places in Asia, and what you can see here that the traffic stands to a still. Some people obviously try to evacuate, but when the roads flood, there's nowhere to go, and these cars, motorbikes, lorries are not amphibious. There's only big kind of like construction things that can move the water through the water because they're incredibly high. Or you have a really big monster truck like a F-350, I think you have. Some people unfortunately do get stranded, and the only way they can survive is to go on the rooftops. And when it does get out of control, you can see the storm there. How it looks is unbearable. These people cannot be in their motor vehicles at all. They will have to be, if they are risking, but if they're also out there risking as well. This is what it's like on the rooftop. This, I think, is in Malaysia when the floods did come there. And afterwards, what do the floods look like? Once all the water has washed away, this is where the government seems to disappear and say, wonderful rescue workers, and then it's up to the common folk, could you say, to clean up the mess, the everything which is left behind. And this are what floods are like. And this is what's going to happen in China 2022. Whether it's going to be on the Three Gorges, whether it's going to be on the Yangtze, the Pearl, the Han, the Yellow River, it will happen. And you will see images like this. I do hope people in China are able to watch this and do make some plans. If you do live downstream of a dam that has been there for 50 years old, do you have an evacuation plan? I would say a basic one is always necessary, to have some kind of bag with you, an emergency bag, so you can leave at a moment's notice. It really is all quite shocking, and you can see some of the devastation of the landscape with mudslides, landslides, and even bridges collapsing. Wow, pretty serious today. Let's have a look at the levels for you. Kutan once again has gone up at 170.38. The Three Gorges has gone down supposedly by a couple of centimetres, 170.11. The inflow and the outflow is our concern as well, 6,700 in and 7,860 out. Still doesn't make sense to me. Surely the inflow and the outflow should be near enough the same, not 1,000 cubic metres difference. And again, going with the request from Diana, this time of year, I've said about 5 or 6 times so far, it should be going down to about 165, 150. So by April time, by May time, it should be 145. And will it need to be a necessity to open up the sluice gates? Now, the sluice gates, the floodgates, are opened by the cranes. If you see a picture of the Three Gorges Dam, the cranes on the top, because the sluice gates are so heavy, the mechanics inside cannot lift it up. The cranes there, the 24-story cranes, basically the red things on top of the dam, lift up the sluice gates when the floods start or when they open it up. That is possibly something that's going to happen if these levels don't go down. Now let's have a look at the weather for you as well. The hand is by the Three Gorges, and there seems to be quite a lot of rain, but this is not heavy rain. This is quite light rain surrounding the Three Gorges, the Yangtze, and you could say central southern China. And a little bit of snow comes the way on the Three Gorges or near Yingchang. Again, this will be up in the mountains. And you can slowly see that the build-up for the rainy season possibly has already begun because of all this weather that's happening. Even towards, I think this may be like the end of the weekend, you can see just rain is constantly coming. Some people have asked me, could you do a map of the Three Gorges, and I did actually find this, being a lazy person. You can see the left and the right hand side, you do have the power plants, and the inflow actually comes from the port side, the left hand side of the spillway, and then goes towards the right. You can see that when the webcams go. On the far right hand side, you do have the ship's locks, you do have the northern bank, you do have the new reservoir, you do have the south bank, and you can even see the direction. So there is the basics of the Three Gorges for you in lovely black and white photography, nice and clear to understand, just like the old days. Just like the old days. And in more detail, you can see this, and I'm not going to read this out, but I'm just going to leave it on pause for about 5 or 6 seconds so you can have a look at this. And an article that I found, it was built to control flooding. It was built to control flooding, but it doesn't control the flooding as reported before. The Yangtze River did flood, like most rivers in the world, occasionally once in a while, but the Three Gorges hasn't controlled the floods in any way, shape or form. It's possibly even made it worse. Now, happening on my channel a little bit later on is a video that I took on Thursday, possibly yesterday, whenever this is going to be released, this video. Confused? If you are, hit the subscribe, resubscribe. If it's been taken away, hit the notification, then it's been done. And it's just called A Day in the Life of an Expat in Cambodia, and it's something which I did on Thursday, and just sharing the journey with you. Come and see that a little bit later on my channel. When it gets a little bit noisy, this is in a tuk-tuk. Yeah, we just dropped the motorbike off in the motorbike hospital. Not too sure how long it will take because there's no sun and the glue needs to dry, whatever. And now, where are we going?
Uncle Market.
No, pet shop.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, Tokyo doesn't have any food. You see, I love Tokyo, but this one, you see, people didn't even think about, you know, she's speaking now. Yes. Did you understand that? She just told the tuk-tuk driver or the rider that we're not going to go to the supermarket yet because she talked about lovely cats in Tokyo, the best cats in the world, of course, to go and get Tokyo food.
Yeah, not thinking about that. I can't sleep.
She only thought about her food. Yeah, that's it.
Your food.
Well, actually, it's my food, yeah. That brings us to a close for today. Thank you so much for your time. It's one thing I can never give back to you. There are going to be 1 or 2 bloopers at the end of this show, and hopefully I will see you on Friday. Be well, be safe, be happy, God bless. Arrivederci, sayonara, mushi mushi, sahebot money, paddle sail. Bye-bye for now. Now, Now, what's happening on my channel a little bit later for today is, well, I'm going to redo that. I have to do it again. Hold on. So, with countless hours of maintenance, let's get into the show. Thursday, the 17th of February.